This unit is guide users through your business process with Flow Builder. Ugh, messed that up. Anyhow, it's the third unit on Lightning Flow and the Automated Intermediate Trail. My name is Jeff Alhadeff. If I come across something that I find confusing and I explain it and it might be useful to you, I'll link to it in the description below. Otherwise, you're welcome to just join me as I work my way through this and talk it out loud. But before I start, my goodness. Oh, look at the challenge requirements. That looks intimidating. Okay, after completing this unit, you'll be able to define a flow and list its key components, describe the types of flow elements, build a flow that creates a record and uploads files. I should mention that since starting this Lightning Flow module, I've seen on Twitter people who have as their Twitter description, my expertise is in flow and process builder, and that's what they delve into significantly, which I just thought that was cool. And yeah, okay, here we go. And this is complicated stuff, and maybe it's not complicated, maybe it's straightforward, it just feels complicated to me, whatever. Get started with Flow Builder. You may have heard several times terms used interchangeably when referring to flows. As a reminder, the official terms are Lightning Flow. That's the product that encompasses building, managing, and running flows and processes. Flow Builder, a point-and-click tool for building flows. And Flow, an application that automates business processes by collecting data and doing something in your Salesforce org or external system. Well, what about Process Builder? There was Lightning Flow, and Lightning Flow included Flow Builder and Process Builder and Flow Builder. So this isn't gelling for me with what we were originally presented. We were taught Lightning Flow is the name of a product, Process Builder and Flow Builder are the names of the tools. And now we're being told that Lightning Flow is the product that includes building, managing, and running flows and processes. Flow Builder, I understand there's Flow Builder and Flow, but you're not mentioning Process Builder, which just is confusing me. In short, maybe this is why people develop an expertise in this. In short, Lightning Flow products includes a couple of tools, which originally were just told that there was two. One of them, Flow Builder, lets you create flows. Okay. Beyond the basics, this is I've never seen this light blue before. You may have also heard of features called Cloud Flow Designer or Visual Workflow. Cloud Flow Designer. There's a little kid walking upstairs. He's a cutie, but we might be here. Cloud Flow Designer has been replaced by Flow Builder, a much faster tool that streamlines the flow building and maintenance with a simplified user interface. Visual Workflow is a retired feature for designing, managing, and running flows. Visual Workflow has also been superseded by Lightning Flow. Fine. Flow building blocks. Every flow is made up of 3 building blocks. Elements appear on the canvas. To add an element to the canvas, click or drag it from the toolbox. Connectors define the path that the flow takes at runtime. They tell the flow which element to execute next. And resources are containers that represent a given value, such as field values or formulas. You can reference resources throughout your flow. For example, look up an account's ID, store that ID in a variable, and later reference that ID to update the account. I feel like the whole variable conversation is getting into some programming stuff. Okay. Flow elements fits into 4 different categories. So there's building blocks and categories. The screen, display data to your users or collect information from them with screen elements. You can add simple fields to your screens like input fields and radio buttons, as well as out-of-the-box Lightning components like field upload, file upload. There's no box, by the way. Doesn't really come out of the box. Pre-built, already available. If you need more out of your Flow screens like custom navigation or information displayed on the table format, build or install custom Lightning components. So in this GIF, we are seeing the yes and no radio button determining whether there's follow-up questions. Okay. Logic, control the flow of all your flow. Create branches, update data, loop over sets of data, or wait for a particular time. Actions, do something in Salesforce when you have the necessary. Information, perhaps collected from the user via screen. Flows can look up, create, update, and delete Salesforce records. They can also create chatter posts, submit records for approval, and send emails. If your action is impossible out of the box, call Apex code from the flow. Integrations, connect your flow to an external database by using core actions or Apex actions. Core actions let you make requests without going through the Salesforce server. Builder also has a couple of tie-ins to platform events that happen on diving boards. Publish platform event, manage messages. I'm joking about the platform events, obviously. Publish platform events message with create record elements. Subscribe to platform events with a pause element. Subscribe to, this is English. Subscribe to platform events with a pause element. That just doesn't sound like English to me. Take a tour. Okay, so I'm trying to understand what we said here. What I got out of this is that there's logic, actions, and there's a screen. There's logic, actions, and integrations. I don't know what the difference is between building blocks and categories. Oh, wait, hold on a second. Okay. Parent-child relationship. Elements appear on the canvas. There's four different types of elements. Okay, I get it. Flow building blocks. Every flow has 3 building blocks: an element, a connector, and resources. Elements, I wish this was like in bold or big letters, because the transition just threw me. But basically now saying elements, there's 4 types of categories of elements. There's a screen, there's logic, there's action, there's integrations. Great. Now then, for some reason, we then get into, I don't know, are we going to then do this same conversation with connectors and resources? Let's keep going. Take a tour. When you build flows, you work from Flow Builder. Okay. Button bar. The button bar provides information on the flow, such as whether the flow is active or not, how long ago the flow was saved, whether the flow has any warnings or errors. To see warnings or errors, click the respective icon. That's the button bar. 2. The canvas. The canvas is the working area where you build a flow by adding elements. As you add elements to the canvas and connect them together, you see a visual diagram of your flow. Toolbox. The toolbox contains the elements and resources you'll use to build flow. Okay. Interactions, logic, data. I'm curious. Okay, whatever. I'm not going to jump ahead. Maybe I was jumping ahead. But I'm confused because this is saying that there's interactions, logic, and data. And here we said that screen, logic, actions, and integrations were the elements. So this is under elements. But data is not listed as one of them. Screen, logic, actions, integrations. Interaction. Integrations. Okay, whatever. Button bar canvas, toolbox. So the toolbox contains the elements and resources you'll use to build a flow. From the Elements tab, add new elements like screen and create records to your flow. From the Manager tab, create resources such as variable stages choices to use in your flow, or view a list of all elements and resources you've added to the flow. Keyboard shortcuts. Use these handy shortcuts to quickly navigate your flow in Windows. I'm not going to read all this. I'm not going to read this. Okay. Build a flow. Okay, maybe this will make sense. What I'm confused on right now is whether telling what this unit is saying doesn't seem to be supported in this image, and that's confusing me, because here I see elements, interaction, logic, and data, and those aren't the elements. We have integrations, actions, logic, screen. Okay. Depending on your page layout, objects can have lots of fields, which can overwhelm users who just want to create a record quickly. Let's build a flow to streamline account creation. When it runs, our flow collects user input from about a new account, creates an account record, and lets users upload files to the account record. Tip: plan out your business process before you try to automate it. Doing so makes it easier to configure when you use one of our automation tools. In the setup, type flows in the quick find box, then select flow, then click new flow, and then select screen flow and click create flow. These are views. Oh, new flow right there. Screen flow. Okay. Yeah, see, look at that. Interaction, logic, data. There's three elements. And yet this told me that flow elements fit into 4 categories. Or I just said there's interaction, logic, and data. Alright, I'm kidding. Add a screen to collect user input. From the toolbox, drag a screen element onto the canvas. Name a new account in the label field. Dumb description. In the screen components, click text and then click text again. Screen components. Screen components. Okay, so that meant clicking this button twice. Select the first text screen component and enter account name in the label field. Why doesn't it just tell me to do this once? Select the second text screen component and enter phone number in the label field. Select the footer on the right and under control navigation, deselect previous and pause. I'm not sure why I did that. I mean, I did it because it told me to do it, but I don't know why it told me to do it. So basically, all you need to do is it took away the previous and pause button. So step 6 here, we're told under control navigation to deselect previous and pause. And what that is going to do, I think, is going to remove the previous and pause buttons from showing up at the bottom of this screen, which means that the user who's creating this, since they're not going to have a previous button or a pause button to control the navigation. Why would you want to do that? I don't know. But that's like, I think what benefit would there be to not having a previous and pause button? I would think you would want a previous and pause button, but for some reason the instructions here are saying not to have it. But that's, I think, what it's doing. Click done. Okay. Add a create records element to the create records. Could you say create records with the create records element? The create records element uses the values from the new account to create an account record. Sounds like passive voice. Create record. Give me an instruction. The create records element uses the values from the new account to create an account record. Create record element uses the values from the new account to... I'm just confused because there's records, account, and account, but they're not in my... The create records element this one uses the values from the new account, that's that screen, to create a new record. Okay, from the toolbox, drag create records element on the canvas, name it create account. For how to set the records fields, select use separate variables, resources, and literal values. Okay, so for how to set the records fields, so under how to set the records fields, select the radio button, use separate values. That's what that meant. And create a record for this object, an object, select account. So this is going to be this is the account object. Set fields for the account. Select name. In value, select screen components, account name. Click Add Field. Select Phone. And then under Screen Components, select Phone. Okay, we're good. I wish we were given a little bit more instruction through here. So basically, what we're doing in this section is we're now telling, essentially computers are stupid, right? So we're now telling it what to do with the information that the user imports, or put inputs, not imports, inputs. Yeah, I'm stupid too. Okay, in value, select screen components, phone number. Yeah, we got that. Okay. In store ID and variable, select new resource from the variable dropdown. Okay, so here, and we're going to select the variable select new resource. And the resource type we're going to select is a variable. And the API name is going to be the account ID. I don't know why, actually. That's what we're going to be looking for. It's a variable because it could change. And what we're going to be looking to bring in is the account ID for the I don't know. And data type, select text. And then click Done. We're not allowing multiple values. In store ID and variables, select variables, account ID, and the variable dropdown. Variables, account ID. Okay, make sure that your create records element looks like this. Create account. Create account. How many records to create? One or multiple? One. How to set the records? Use separate. Create a record for this object on the account object. Set fields for the account. Name, account name, phone number. And Store ID and variable, account ID. Click done. Okay. I wish we had a little summary. You just told the computer Salesforce how to something. The second screen element lets users upload files for the account they created. The second screen element. I'm like, what second screen element? Now, let's create a second screen element to upload files, so users can upload files for the account they just created. Drag another screen element onto the canvas. You got it. In screen properties, configure these settings. Name the screen upload files on the label field. Under control navigation, deselect previous and pause. Again, we're doing that again. Didn't realize that those buttons were there. If you don't make that selection, users will be able to navigate back to the first screen in multiple accounts. Ah, that's why. Okay. Now you tell me. Okay, fine. At least you told me. If you don't make that selection, users will be able to navigate back. So you don't want people to be able to go back to the first screen because they can end up making multiple accounts. On the left, in the screen components, click File Upload. On the left screen components, click File Upload. Okay. It's weird that sometimes you have to click and sometimes you have to drag. That's a little bit confusing. For the API name, account files. File upload label. Enter upload related files. Alright, so we're building this out. Related record ID. Variable is account ID. And for multiple files, select global constant true. There it is. Okay. I'm just wondering. We don't want to enter a comma-separated list of the file extensions that users can upload. So I could click New Resource and then upload. Okay. Just if we wanted to limit the extension type. Click Done. As configured, the file upload component lets users upload more than one file at a time to the created account. Connect elements to finish the flow. Connecting the flow elements tells the flow what order to follow runtime. See, yeah, that's what's one of the things that from a writing point of view this is confusing me. All of these instructions are not like imperative sentences. They're not like do this. It's like passive voice. It's not active. The second screen element lets users upload files. It's good to know, I guess, but like, no, tell me. We're now going to create the second screen element so users can upload files for the accounts they created. Connect the flow elements so the flow knows which order to follow at runtime. Something like that. I'm a writer, though. I get upset about these things. Click the node at the bottom and start and drag it to the new account. Probably most people don't care. Most people probably don't even read what I write. Or read it carefully. Click the node at the bottom of the account and drag it to the account. Okay. Save the flow, name it quick account, and flow label. Name flow label. Save. Flow label. Under flow label, call it quick account. And the type is a screen flow. Skip the warning you see about running Lightning runtime. We'll talk about that next. Okay, fine. Make your flows look like lightning. Salesforce offers 2 runtime experiences that determine the look and feel when someone runs a flow. To make your flows blend in with a lightning experience, make sure the lightning runtime is enabled in your org. From setup, enter automation in the quick find box. That's like process automation settings. This looks friendly. Then select Process Automation Settings. Verify Enable Lightning Runtime for Flows is selected. Save your changes. Enable Lightning Runtime for Flows is enabled. Click Save. Okay. Now this setting only affects URL-based flows. That includes flows that are run from custom buttons or run button in the flow builder from okay, fine. Distribute your flow. Now it's time to distribute your flow to the right users. To do so, we add it to the home page. Yeah, see? To learn more about ways to distribute a flow, check the Screen Flow Distribute module. There's an insect on that. Okay. Activate your flow. Only active flows are available in Lightning App Builder, so activate a flow. From setup, enter flows. Click quick account. And then we're going to activate. Okay. Add your flow to the home page. Create a home page. From setup, enter builder. Select Lightning App Builder, click New, select Homepage, click Next, Lightning Builder, New, Homepage, Next, label it, Homepage to create accounts, Next. Click Clone Salesforce default page. Select Homepage Default and click Finish. Oh. Drag a flow component from the bottom to the top of the right column. Select an insertion point for the component. For flow, select quick account. Layout one column. Save your changes and activate the page. Mark this page as the default home page and click Save. Save. Activate. Set this page as the org default page for all users unless other assignments apply. Assign as org default. And click Save. To see your flow in action, go to your home page, click the back, to return to setup, and click home. There it is. It's actually pretty cool. I did that. Make sure your users can run the flow. To make sure users can run the flow, add run flow users permissions to permission set or profile and assign to their users. Only flow admins. Users with managed flow user permission can run inactive flows. Tell me more. Okay. Pausing. Okay, much later at night, and let's see if I normally like to walk through and show everything that I did, but there's just so many steps on this. Okay, well, that increases my confidence a little bit. Yeah, I mean, it's just, it's sort of just follow the instructions, I guess. You're creating a flow, activating a flow, assigning it to a layout. That's pretty much it. All right, thanks for watching.